My name is Sergeant Ron, and basically the way the meal works is admin, they'd set up the menu approved by the DFAC manager, Sergeant First Class Mendoza, and from there we have a projected head count which guesstimates approximately how many personnel we'll be feeding per meal. And our usual head count per meal will be about 500, 600, so depending on the amount of meats we do, we'll split that up. If we do 3 meats, of course it'll be 200 servings of per meat, and if whatever meat runs out, we tend to back that up. This is our starch and vegetables room. We have specialist birds preparing stewed tomatoes for today's meal. And this is a little area that we have to work with. We got one oven, steam table, hot top, 2 tilt grills, and 2 fryers. And we make everything happen. Here's a basic recipe card issued by the Army that we follow. Here we have our meat room. This is where today we have PFC Gomez and Specialist Divide that's out of the area at this time. They're working on the meats. We have braised pork chops and hamburger stroganoff. Hamburger stroganoff being made in the tilt grill, and braised pork chops. 2-part process. First it gets grilled on the griddle, then it gets put into a lime pan where it's braised off in its own juices. Makes it nice and moist. Here we have the salad bar outside line prep area where we have PFC Parham working on the sandwich bar, cut-ups, and other accoutrements. We have Specialist Morris over there who's assisting in the outside line as well, doing some cut-ups. Over there we have boiled eggs getting prepped to get peeled and chopped for the salad bar. This is again, this is our salad prep area. We are now in the admin office. This is where the menu planning works. Begins. We do a meal request and everything gets processed through this office. Staff Sergeant Promotable Middleton's in charge of the admin office, but I'll have Specialist McCain here explain a little bit of how it works out. Specialist McCain.
You put me on the spot. Right now I'm in the process of making a production schedule, which is just a basic palette of what they make on a daily basis.
And also, when I spoke about earlier, the Mermite Chow, that's a paperwork that comes in a memorandum form, gets approved by everybody, Sergeant Mendoza, and then gets passed over to Brigade, Sergeant First Class Youngblood, who also has to sign off on it. It goes to TISA, and then they clear off on it so we can order the food for that. And they come in a memorandum, they file it in a book, like so. It goes on the board by date, and then they formulate a production schedule for it, and then that's how we know what we got to do for the day. Here we have the ration room where we hold all of our dry storage, and after the menu plan has been made by admin, made into a production schedule, they pass it on to the rations NCOIC, who's not here, but Specialist Burley is now in charge of this area while he's absent, and they're in charge of ordering the food, making sure it gets here in a timely manner so we can prepare for the meal. Specialist Burley, can you explain a little bit how your day goes?
My day starts off first thing in the morning when shift gets here to ration out all the food to shift. And then everything that gets rationed out gets put down on a kitchen rack to annotate it to our food costs so we know how much food we hand out during the day. It's the same thing we do for lunch and dinner. We also take in 9 trucks a week for frozen food, produce, dairy, and our dry goods is what this room is right here. And we also hand off MREs and ice, which we pick up several days a week for the brigade when the soldiers are on the field doing training.
These are called calorie cards. I'm sure you've seen them before coming to the serving line. This one right here is baked potatoes. It shows the calories, 146, fat, sodium also. It also shows the portion size, which is 1 each per soldier. We have them for everything. Like for example, like French toast in the morning. A lot of people, they get served 1 French toast and they complain. And if they actually, that's incorrect. If they actually read the portion size, it's 2 each. So make sure you're getting the correct portion if you're paying $300 a month for food allowance. Make sure you're getting what it's worth. The green calorie carbs are obviously the most healthiest. Vegetables, starches, gravy. The red ones are usually just the meat. You can only have a certain amount, red meat. And steak and burgers are good for you to an extent. Yellow, amber is moderate performance food. It's right in the middle. So don't have too much, don't have too little.
Figuring the head count is basically based on the date. Because normally when soldiers have money, they're not going to eat in defect. They're going to go out and spend their money at Burger King. So when menu planning comes into the factor, admin would look at the date of the date. You know, as we all get paid on the 1st 15th, so around from the 1st to the 6th, soldiers tend to have money, so they'll cut down the head count by maybe 100 compared to what we usually make. On a normal day, breakfast we normally feed anywhere between 350 to 450. That's on a regular day, but on paydays, that may get cut down anywhere to 250 to 350 because soldiers have the extra change in their pocket. They'll go out to eat, a little variety in their life. The same thing with lunch. Lunch, we normally feed about 300, but due to paydays, we can cut that back to 200 and we'll be okay. As for figuring out how many pounds of what meat we'll cook, that's all based upon the recipe cards issued by DA, Department of the Army. And a lot of times already prescribed in there how many pounds per 100. And we go in the AFMA system where we can print up our recipe cards and just by typing in how many servings we want, 50, 25 to 100, it'll tell us how many pounds we need, or we could refer back to our pounds per 100 sheet. And that's how we would figure out how many pounds of what meat, what vegetable, or what starch we will need.
Good morning, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Townley Hedrick, the Deputy Commander for 2nd Brigade 502nd. I'm here with
Strike 7, Command Sergeant Major for 2nd Brigade.
We're here to give a little shout out to our great cooks in the Strike Brigade and all that they do on a daily basis to feed these soldiers.
These soldiers here are behind the scenes of building morale for our soldiers here in 2nd Brigade. They wake up early in the morning before anyone else rises out of bed. They're here prepping the morning's breakfast for our soldiers.
And then even when the meals are done, they're here late cleaning the defect, getting it ready for the next day. So it is a non-stop mission taking care of our folks.
We've got some of the best cooks the Army has to provide. Our DFAC has won the best DFAC on the 101st Infantry Division, Air Assault Division. They've also won the Connolly Award for CORSCOM, and they're now going for All Army.
That's a great competition. It's a field feed where they go out and set up just like they do in a tactical environment and have all the food right, tactical feeds, and really a great award to win and be going for the All Army competition win.